Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to the monthly edition of I Hate It Here the Morning After. My name is Erica.
Hi, Marissa.
And thank you for hopping on the Hot Mess Express.
All aboard! Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Choo choo!
Alright guys, so this is our monthly edition of the Morning After where we talk about all of life's regrets.
Yes.
Right? All the what the fucks, like whether it was a drunken adventure, a one-night stand, a drunken one-night stand adventure, or like just a typical like, I'll give you an example, guys.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I had like a morning after type of thing happen to me this week because we were in talks with somebody about a different opportunity.
Yes.
Right? This week. So we were in talks with somebody about like, I'm not going to get into details about it, but collaborating with that team and our team, right?
Correct.
And it seemed to be like going kind of okay. Like, I don't know. It was kind of hard to tell, like test the waters, right? Just because the CEO.
No, I think at the beginning it was going well. The responses were there. It was like quick responses. The responses was there, so we felt like it was going in one direction.
Yes. And then the CEO for this particular company is kind of a narcissist.
Kind of a dick.
And sent us like the most fucking rude ass unprofessional response to like the last email, and I was like, what the fuck? So I was so mad. And
he's mad.
Like mad, guys. And so I was having all these like conversations in my head, like, no, fuck you. Like the whole day I would write and delete.
Yeah.
Right? And then finally, like I sent Marissa like a very petty response. Well, a professional petty response.
Right.
And then I was like, you know what? I have to sleep on this because I'm still angry. I was like, and then tomorrow I'll be a little more professional and reply, right?
Yeah.
So I woke up the next morning and I was like, what the fuck with this guy, right? Like, I was still super mad. And I still, like, I had, you know what, guys? I was still so mad that I turned to Chat GPT, or like AI. It wasn't Chat GPT, it was another one, to help me with the response, a more professional response, because mine was petty. And I, like, sent Marissa the responses. And I had her choose. I'm like, do we go with my petty response? Petty but professional response, or do we go with the very professional response?
Yeah.
And Marissa said, fuck that guy. We're sending the petty one.
Fuck yeah.
So we sent the very petty response, guys. So that was...
Motherfucker, do you not know who I am? Because you think you can be a dick? I can be the biggest dick that you'll ever meet. So mine's bigger. Suck a bag of it.
So that's what like the morning after is about. Not necessarily just dating.
No, it's not just dating stories, but it's like those moments that you're like, even the next day you wake up and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Like it haunts you.
Yeah.
Till the next day and you're still trying to figure out what happened, and you're still trying to either reply back or figure out what your next step is. And you know, sometimes it takes a day of processing. And that's what the show is about.
Yes, and we processed and decided we're still going motherfucking petty.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Fucking douchebag of a person. So anyhow, needless to say, we're not moving on with it.
Needless to say, we're still here.
But anyhow, guys, so a large part of the morning after is our dating correspondent, Helen.
Yes.
Who has joined the show. So Helen is out there hitting the streets of Salt Lake City, bringing in the dating portion of what the fuck for us, right?
Yeah.
Because Helen has quite a roster and quite some stories that she comes in with every month.
You don't know if this is going to go right, left, front, back, center. You never know where this is going to take a turn.
Are we talking about, is somebody pooping on the bed? Is she going to be squirting or like peeing? We don't know. Is
she walking into a basement? We never know.
We never know what is going to go on with Helen. So she will be hopping on. We do love her. She's going to be hopping on with us.
Yes.
And then I know Collie's on, I saw him in the chat. We were in True's show last Friday.
Okay.
And True has been talking about his new single life and being out there on the dating apps and dating. So he's been keeping us entertained like the last 2 months with these tales.
Okay.
Right? And when we were in his show, I don't know how it came up, but Collie puts in the chat that he's lost a nipple sensation in one of his I want to say his left nipple.
Yeah.
Because of some dating horror story. And I was like, what the fuck? Collie, you need to call into the morning after and tell us this story.
Absolutely. Because now I want to know.
We need to know.
I need to know what the fuck happened.
Exactly.
How did we go to the nipples? How does that happen?
Yeah, so we're going to jump into a song. And should we have Collie or Helen, whoever can call in first?
Let's have Collie call in first. So he can share his story. And then If he can.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead
ready.
and go. We're going to jump into a song and then call in and we'll be right back with Collie's nipple story.
All right. We'll be back. All right, guys, we are back, and we have our very special guest, Mr. Keep Calm Collie, on the line. Hey, Collie.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, ladies. How are you?
We're well. Thank you so much for willing to come on air and tell us about your nipple. I mean,
we've all been dying to hear this story. I don't think I've ever been invested in somebody's nipples like this.
Well, it's such a long time ago, though, and I thought I'd got over the trauma and also had the therapy necessary to forget about it. But it's like True or whoever brought it up was rubbing salt into the wounded nipple, and I've now had to recount it again. And all day I've been very sort of trepidatious, probably drinking a little bit too many drugs, and here I am. I'm ready to spill the beans. The thing is
first, before you start, I do have to say that we greatly appreciate the show prep, drinking, and the drugs. We love that.
Love that for you.
Well, that's how you guys prepare every show you do, I think, isn't it?
We do. We swig out of the tequila bottle and sort of quick line right before the show.
Wow, right. There we go. You're much more rock and roll than I am. Anyway, so this is going back a long time. So I know that Helen's stories are sort of very up to date, and True's stories are sort of in real time. But this was well before the age of internet dating. Well, I tell a lie. I met this lady in 2002 in a Yahoo chat room. Believe it or not. So this is the early days. This is if there's any Gen Zers listening, or any millennials, let me say, they probably didn't even know what a Yahoo chat room was.
Oh my god! You were straight getting the little dial up.
The little running man.
It's like it's like if you had a webcam, you kept pausing. Sometimes in inopportune moments. So you have to remember that it was a long time ago. It's almost like Downton Abbey or the Victorian age. That's how long ago it was. Anyway, so it was 2002, and I better shut the door, but I don't want Naughty Yachty's child to necessarily hear this story. So let me just shut the door here. Okay. Anyway, so what happened was, I was chatting away to this young lady, or I thought it was a young lady. I thought, I don't think catfishing existed then either. And we're getting on very, very well. She was in Chicago. I was living in Chicago at the time, and we just sort of bantering and everything else. And she suggested that we meet to go out for a quick drink. I thought, well, that sounds rather nice for middle of the week. So I went. I think it was right downtown, but I lived downtown, so it wasn't too far away. Mm-hmm. Hopped into a cab and then turned up at the bar, and this absolutely stunning lady, brown hair, blue eyes, beautiful lady, and walked over, and she had a very, very pronounced accent, more pronounced than mine. I mean, sort of Eastern European, and we started talking, and asked where she came from and everything, and she said, she's from Poland, and she was very, had accent, but spoke really, really good English, And we're just flirting away, drinking lots of like gin and tonics and cocktails and the rest. And and the evening went better and better, and more drinks were had, and more flirting, and more sort of wandering hands, and all of that. She said, "Well, do you live nearby?" And I said, "Well, yes, I actually do. I just live down the street at 1 West Superior in Chicago." And she said, "Well, why don't we take the party back home?" I thought, "Well, okay then. It sounds absolutely fantastic." So we went back to my place, and I thought, well, I've got a nice bottle of bubbly in the fridge here. I'll open that up. But yeah, she didn't want any of that. She pushed me straight onto the bed, and started taking.
I came here for something, and it was that.
I know.
Yeah,
none
like,
of this. None of this.
out. Uh-huh.
Yeah, none of this whiff waff or divering of a British man. I'm from the eastern part of Europe. We're a little bit more forceful here. So anyway, she started like taking all the clothes off. I thought, wow, this is absolutely fantastic. That this is an exciting time for me. So she left all of her clothes on.
No.
And I thought, well,
that wasn't a red flag.
You know what? At that point in time, I wasn't thinking with my head. I was thinking with the head, but the other head.
Not the right one.
As always in these cases, right? And anyway, so I thought, well, what's going to happen next? I thought, well, is she going to go below the belt? Is she, what's she going to do? But no, she went straight. She went straight for the nipple, and so well, I'd never had this before. I don't know if I'm into this or not, really. So she started like lapping and caressing the nipple with her tongue, a little bit of teeth, and I thought, I don't know, but I don't mind this too much. And then she took a great hunk of teeth right into the nipple, the left nipple, and drew blood. And I thought, oh, fucking hell, what the hell's going on here? And there was blood like pouring from the nipple here, like seeping from the nipple. Really, really bad. And I thought, I thought, this is all great until somebody gets out and said, look, can you give me a minute? So I went to the bathroom. I used that little nick thing you use with the razor, the stick pencil or whatever. So I stopped the damn nipple bleeding. But seriously, I don't know if you've ever had your nipple bitten or cut your nipple in some way. It bleeds a lot. It was like going everywhere. Anyway, got the thing bleeding, put a Band-Aid over it, and I went back into the bedroom, and she was really apologetic. She said, "Well, watch a movie and do something else." No, it's all good. I'm ready for fun. Let's open this bottle of champagne and let's continue with what we're doing.
It's like, it's okay.
So anyway,
I had another nipple.
I mean, for God's sake, exactly. I'm a man. What the fucking hell am I going to use it for anyway? Anyway, so we started going at it. It was a really, really fun evening. Absolutely exhausting. I mean, she was a bit younger than me. I was in my probably prime at that time in my 20s, but she might have been a few years younger, like the very early 20s. And absolutely exhausted. And I don't know, like 1 or 2 in the morning, I fell asleep. Anyway, the next day, I woke up. It was a work day the next day, and I thought, well, where's Anna gone? I can't see her anywhere. She I thought, Anna, in the bathroom. Just had a look around. It was like a studio apartment. She couldn't be hiding anywhere, and maybe hiding in the closet with her. But no, she wasn't. I couldn't find her anywhere. And I thought, shit, where the hell has she gone? I mean, maybe I, wasn't at my best peak performance that evening or whatever. And my nipple was like throbbing, like, oh fuck, seriously. And it was like, I thought I might have to go to the urgent care at this point. But I was like looking around, couldn't see her anywhere. And I like tried to text her. The call went straight to voicemail. The text message didn't go through. And I thought, what the hell's going on here? So I started looking around, and and I was thinking, then I was getting a bit suspicious. I thought, well, is my wallet still there? Yeah, my wallet's still there. Looking around, and I noticed that my classic PlayStation had gone missing.
No. The bitch took a bite of your nipple and your PlayStation?
Yeah.
Fuck no. I would have hunted her down.
I know, she took the damn PlayStation and a bunch of the games as well. And I thought, Jesus Christ, what an evening. I'm never gonna. People are gonna ask me forever what that scar is on my nipple. Why does it sort of looks like that? It's gonna be like the most embarrassing. And I lost my PlayStation. So anyway, a few hours later, I was trying to call her to see what, I wasn't, I was mad, but, I just wanted to see what the hell had happened. Anyway, couldn't get through. Text message not going through, nothing. I don't know, like a burner phone or what the hell it was. Anyway, a few minutes later, this is probably several hours into the morning. I was at work. The phone rang and it was her, and she said, "Oh yeah, I had a really great night last night. I really want to see you again." I said, "Well, you left really abruptly, and what the hell's my PlayStation?" And she said, "No, I really want to see you again. I think it really would be great fun to see you again." And this is just ridiculous. And then I noticed that she'd left the power cord behind. And the bitch wanted to come back and get the power cord. Anyway, so I never saw her again after that moment. And she had a PlayStation she probably had to go to Radio Shack or one of those places to get a power cord or where the hell she did. But anyway, yeah. She took a pound of flesh and a PlayStation.
And then rolled you and stole your PlayStation. That is so crazy. And you're a better person than I am, because I would have been like, nope, let's keep going. And then I would have bitten her fucking nipple.
The right
one. But I didn't know what had happened next. I thought I might lose. I thought it might be the Lorena Bobbitt moment. That could have been the next thing. She could have gone with my wallet and taken half of my penis with me. Anyway, I didn't know. It was very, very, it was a very odd situation. And if ever on dating apps after that, I ever saw anybody from Eastern Europe or Poland, I avoided them immediately. And I'm sorry, that's like mild racism there, but it was very traumatic. Exactly. Exactly.
The right one.
Exactly. I know. I mean, for God's sake, men with 3 nipples are meant to be very alluring and but a man with 1 nipple, it could be a name of his next James Bond movie, a man with 1 nipple or something. I don't know. But it's like ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, so that's my not quite as salacious as Helen. I know she wouldn't let any of this nonsense happen, but yeah, that did happen to me. And once bitten, twice shy,
That is fucking wild. That is wild. Good for you, lady, biting nipples and rolling men.
She was a scammer before scammers.
I know. If these days I'd get Real Estate Puppies Cartel onto her. We would have found her and got the PlayStation back.
Honestly, these days she would have probably videotaped the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it would have been all over TikTok, and then you'd have to post a response video holding on to your little left nipple, showing everybody.
For the Band-Aid.
It would have been a thing on TikTok.
I know. I would have gone viral with 1 nipple and no PlayStation. It would have been terrible. But yeah, that was dating back in the early 2000s, kids, in the early noughties. This shit was going on.
Hungover, or he was still probably pretty drunk.
Yeah.
Holly, in the middle of his living room, holding onto his nipple and just the little power cord.
Exactly. Stark naked, blood everywhere.
Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was like some sort of nightmare, and then it all she probably does this a lot. She's probably got, PlayStation, Xbox, who knows what.
She's got the whole.
She's notorious. She's notorious.
She's supplying a pawn shop with all the goods.
Fuck yeah, she is.
I'm gonna run into her one day. She'll be haggard smoking a cigarette with a bunch of PlayStations there. There's my classic 2002 PlayStation. I might actually see it on the Antiques Roadshow or something at one point in time. Try to sell it on or something. But yes, yeah, no, I've got many antique dating stories from my misspent youth, so to speak. So, but yeah, that's one of them.
Well, this was wild, and we fucking loved it.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on air and sharing that story, because honestly, I think this is something I'd probably take to the grave.
Yeah, well, so do I. I think it should be on my obituary, my epitaph, on my gravestone. His nipple died in 2002, but he lived till this time. I don't know. It's ridiculous, but yeah, I don't really have the feeling in it. And I don't, as Norky Yachty said in the chat, I don't want anybody touching it. It's like a trauma thing. It really is a trauma thing. I mean, I've almost considered putting like one of those, like a mini dog cone onto my nipple for the last 20 years because I don't want anybody touching it.
Put on one of those, like, get those Madonna bras with the cone.
With the cones.
I know, it'd be a hell of a story to tell. So why do you never take that cone off? Well, that's another story. I don't think I can go into that. But yeah, I do have other ones, but that's the one that stands out to mind, and I think I told it on my show before. But very, very, very traumatic.
We appreciate you reliving your trauma once again and getting on air and sharing that story with us once again, because that was fucking wild.
I didn't expect it to go there.
I did not either. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be some fucking nipple clamp.
I thought so too. I thought, they went into some
like they started getting super kinky and
yeah.
just like nipple.
No,
I didn't think
it
she
got
was gonna
stuck. I don't know.
I didn't think she was gonna fucking
go Dahmer on that bitch.
I know it. I mean, it's less werewolves of London and more like vampires of Chicago. It was like ridiculous, but yeah, it was one of those ones. And I know I love your show, by the way. I always enjoy the stories. You have some fucked up shit here, and it goes very dark, but it's always very, very amusing. So I really appreciate it coming on the show, and I'll come on another time and tell one of my antique dating stories.
We love it.
If you have me back.
And the mic is always on for you.
Yes, please do.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
No,
and,
thank you, Colin. We appreciate
have a good
you.
evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that was fucking crazy. I really thought we were gonna go nipple clamp. Like, I thought it was
some weird, kinky. Not weird. Some kinky shit that went too far. That's what I thought. I thought maybe like some candle wax. I don't know. Some nipple clamp.
I didn't think she was gonna like. First of all, she just went straight to chomping on that nipple. They got into the fucking apartment, pushed him on the bed, and just sunk her teeth in there. Like, didn't even wait. Didn't
even try to like. Oh, I'm gonna ease into it.
Didn't even get it in first. She just went.
No.
Hadn't even taken off her clothes.
She said, "I'm here for what I'm here for." The nipple and your fucking PlayStation.
I'm drunk and I'm hungry and horny, and we're gonna take care of the hungry and horny in that order.
And that's it. Yep.
Oh my god, that was crazy. So we are gonna jump into the song, and then we will get right back to our dating correspondent Helen and what's been going on with her this last month.
Yes.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back with our
dating correspondent, Miss Helen.
Helen.
Hello, how are you? I'm pretty good.
Helen, what did
Busy.
you think of Collie's crazy nipple story?
Oh my god, I love hearing other people's dating stories. Like, it was chef's kiss. Mwah! Perfect story. I mean, it took turns. It was engaging. He is a great storyteller. Loved it. I would have been both hands propped on the table with my head there, just listening to it if you were in person.
And what would you have done if somebody bit your nipple like that?
I would say yes, Daddy.
Oh, I forget. Yes, that is your kink.
That is her kink.
That is your kink.
That is my kink. Well, what I discovered one time, we bought nipple clamps. They did. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like a kiss? And I'm like, so next time I have these Dollar Tree clamps.
No, not the Dollar Tree.
But they feel so good.
Dollar Tree.
No, they're like these.
What the fuck?
No. They're in the crafting section. They're like these little pink ones.
Oh my god.
No, Helen.
Oh my god.
You ruined arts and crafts for me. Thank you very much. BDSM on a budget.
BDSM for the broke gal.
DIY everything.
I fucking love it. All right, Helen. We need to find out where you are.
Yes.
Okay.
Catch us up.
Last time you were on, we cut off Corn Guy,
Mm-hmm.
right, with his butter corn.
Oh.
Who?
Yes.
Who you went down on, and then he made you his therapist.
Mm-hmm.
We said
Yes.
no more to that
Yes.
guy. And then
No more to that guy.
And then there was the guy that you thought could be a potential sugar daddy, but he was just
Yes.
all talk.
Yeah.
He never bought you anything. He, aside from like paying
I'm
for
the
your
guy.
right? And for
Yes.
the dinner and
Yes.
lunch that you had with him, he did pay for that, but he would always tell you, I'm the type of guy that would spoil my girl, and
I'm the
type of guy that this, and I'm the type of guy. So
Yes. Yes.
you had to
So-
break off with him? Splendid daddy.
Yeah. So.
Steve on the mic, just put in the chat, Splendid Daddy.
That is his new nickname.
I love it. I love it.
That is fucking hilarious.
That
And
is
that is his nickname, his code name for the show. Okay, so what did you talk to him again? When we talked
Yes.
to you, had not broken it off with him yet.
Just yet, yes.
had
You
the
were
icks,
going.
and you were about to break up with him.
Correct.
Yeah, I was gonna break up with him, but he was about to go to Colombia to find his birth parents.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm gonna hold on this. And so he was gone for like 2 or 3 weeks or something. I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
So he came back, and by this time I had already like been on a couple dates and everything, right?
You've already moved on.
And
The roster has...
She's not been in a whole nother relationship at this point.
yeah, I already met some more parents.
Oh my god, not again.
No.
Okay.
So I had so while he was out in Colombia, like I met this one guy, and this guy, I actually met him on the Sugar Daddy website. And
You got on a sugar daddy website?
fuck yeah.
Did you recently get on one, or have you
been
on one?
No, I've been on one. The thing is, it's not an app. You have to be on the website kind of a thing.
Okay.
But that's just a bunch of
What is
old
it? Seeking Arrangement?
men.
Is it that one?
No, sugardaddy.com.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn, okay.
Like
Okay,
legit
straight-
sugardaddy.com.
Straight to the point. Okay.
Okay.
And so this guy had been hitting me up, and he was like a few years younger than me. And I'm like, okay. And then so I'm like, but then I hadn't logged on for a bit, and then I guess he found me. I saw him again on Facebook dating, and I'm like, oh, this is the guy from Sugar Daddy. So like I swiped on him, and then we just started chatting back and forth. And I'm like, hey, look, I can't do like these next 2 weeks, but I really want to see you. He's like, okay. So he like had followed up on me, and we went out on a date, and he was fun. He was a lot of fun, but then
2 weeks.
But why couldn't you see him?
I don't know. I was probably busy. And like usually like I don't date when I have my daughter.
Oh,
So
okay.
I plan my things for like every other weekend kind of a
Got
thing,
it.
you know?
Okay. I just didn't know if it was because
And-
there was somebody on the roster, or like we had to dig deep here, Helen.
Yeah.
We never know.
Yeah. No, and so like we went out to lunch. It was fine. But then like that week we had set up to meet like the following week.
Uh-huh.
And then I just wasn't feeling energy from him during the week, like when I was texting, and I'm like, oh, this is a dud. And so he was like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I don't think, we have the same type of goals long term. I'm like, that's fine. No hard feelings,
Mm-hmm.
And then so I'm like, well, at least he didn't waste my time on a second date, because I was really nervous. And he smells like patchouli, like a lot. And that would have been
patchouli. That's gross.
yes, right? Like,
Was
and
he,
I
like,
but
AG, was he into all that, or
I think he just smoked pot.
okay?
But I don't know, like, the thing is, like, I'm like, okay, I'll put up with it because I met him on the Sugar Daddy website.
He's another splendid daddy.
Yeah.
Yes! And then, so I'm just like, so I was gonna put up with it, but I'm like, so when he's like, I'm not feeling it, I'm like, all right, I'm not feeling it either. Because, like, we were texting back and forth and it just wasn't working,
Yeah.
Like, you want to be able to be chatting with someone and just connect and go back and forth. When you're like pulling teeth, it's like I'm done. Like I give you like 2 or 3 days, And if I'm the one asking all the questions and they're not asking me questions back, I'm done. You
Yeah.
know, like I just stop messaging them like,
for them to not get
No,
down and dirty.
Next. Yep.
yeah. And so I was like, so I'm like, whatever, you know. And then I ended up hooking up with this guy who's like really close to me, and he was so much fun. And then,
Close to you
but then when I was
in what
Yeah.
way?
in the same city, like this doesn't
okay.
happen to me.
Okay.
I never find guys in my city. I'm like, I get really excited when I found
Oh,
someone in my
okay. I
city.
thought like maybe he was another
Like a
friend that
friend.
you're
Yeah.
No, no.
Okay.
And so, and he's brown. I love a brown guy in my city. I'm like, what? 'Cause I live in like rural white town, you know, and I'm just like, oh. But no, it just didn't work out. Like, I think he's just, I don't know. Like every once in a while we'll talk, whatever. But our daughters actually went to the same daycare. So after we started talking, I had seen him at daycare pickups a couple times.
Wait,
But I'm like, I'm
are
not
we
gonna say
talking
anything.
about the new guy now?
Yeah.
The new brown guy?
This is just new brown guy, yeah. But
Okay.
he was just
We're
a
done.
hookup.
We're
It was
done
just a
with the
hookup,
other guy.
so
Yes.
Okay. We're completely
yeah,
done with the other guy. All right. Just making sure.
yeah.
Okay.
And then okay, so then I'm like, and then I'm starting to get in my busy season. So I'm like, you know what? I was looking, I'm like, I don't have anyone on the roster. Like, I have cut everyone off. I'm like, fuck, I need to find people.
You're like, what is this?
So
What's happening?
I know. So I'm like, okay. So I get on the kink dating site, right? And I was like, so now
Before you move on, I need to know how many dating websites are you on?
Yeah.
okay, so I'm on Bumble, I'm on Facebook dating, and I'm on Field. I was on Hinge, but I deleted that one. I haven't put it back on.
Okay.
And so like I have these 3 profiles like active, like I haven't deactivated them. But like Facebook dating, is just a bunch of, I call them feels, like they're just like old brown guys.
Is that where you found Pop Pop?
Yes, that's where I found it.
Okay. It all is making sense to me now. It's all
coming together, yeah.
And then so I'm like, okay, I'll just hop on Field. But in there, I guess I had put like, because they're like desires, so I'm like, oh, be dominant, right? Well, everyone was taking it as me being the dominant, right? And I'm like, no, like I'm a sub, you know? And so all these guys start like we start matching, and I'm all talking. So the first guy, he's like,
Helen,
oh, I've
so
been
good.
looking.
We talked about this.
Yes,
remember?
you need to be.
We need to get like pay pigs.
Yes.
Listen, okay, have I finished my story?
No, I just
Shut the fuck up then.
I'm saying we manifested
Because it's about to get good.
No, I meant to say we manifested a pay pig
yes.
for you. So okay.
Okay, keep going.
Yes. Okay, so this one guy, he's like, oh, you know, and I'm like, I've always been a sub. He goes, I bet you have it in you, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. And so I'm like, well, what are you like? And I'm like, kind of sussing him out, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I bet you would be good at it, whatever. And then at this point, I was exhausted and I was about to go to bed. And he kept messaging me. And so I'm like, all right, I'm like, okay. I go, I want you to think about all the things you want me to do to you. And I want you to think about all the ways you're going to pleasure me. I'm going to bed. And I don't want you to touch yourself. Tomorrow morning, you're going to say good morning. You're going to tell me all the ways you wanted to pleasure me. And I don't want you to touch yourself until I tell you. Good night. Apparently, that was good because he comes back the next morning and he's like, oh my God, good morning. This is what I want to do to you. This is what I want you to do to me. I want you to sit on my face. I want you to wrangle me up. I want you to just, you know, do all these things. He goes, I just want to like eat you out, whatever. And so then I'm like, all right. So I'm like, okay. I go, you think like, you think you're worthy of my pussy juices? Hell no. I go, you're lucky if you can kiss my feet. And he's like,
Get it, Helen.
oh.
I
Dude,
love
man,
it.
I like it.
And so we're going back and forth, right? And so he's like, yeah, I don't know what he said. I go, it's Miss Foxy to you. He's like, yes, Miss Foxy.
Dang, Helen even thought of her dominatrix name right on the spot.
On the
Or had you been
spot.
thinking about Miss
Or
Foxy?
has this been in the works?
No, this is all, whatever. And so I end up talking to this other guy, and he's all looking for like a dominant girl too. So now I'm like, I did the same game with him, right? I'm like, thing is, I don't know what to do as a dominatrix. So when I tell them, what do you want me to do to you? I'm just figuring it out. I'm like, I need tips.
Helen's asking ChatGPT.
How do I be a dominatrix?
She's all prompting it to give her.
I'm like, Pornhub dominatrix.
She's like, I'm Gemini. Tell me what to say next.
Exactly. So then I have this other guy, and same thing. He did the same thing, and I'm like, he's like, oh my god. He goes like midday. He's like, can I touch myself? I'm like, the fuck you can? No. I go, you haven't deserved it yet. And so I made him wait like all day long, right? And the next day, he's like, hey, I'm really hurting. He goes, I have blue balls really bad.
Oh my god,
I'm
look
like,
at them. They're really not touching themselves.
no.
You,
And
I
so,
love this for you.
and then finally he goes, please. I'm like, okay. I go, we'll see how you treat me today, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, I let it go like 2 or 3 hours. I go, okay. I go, I'm going to allow you to pleasure yourself, but I want you to come on a towel. And I want to see that shit. Yes, Miss Foxy. Yes, Miss Foxy.
Yes, Miss Foxy. Oh, fuck. Okay.
So he totally did. And I was like, good boy. And he's like, if he had a tail, it would be wagging.
I was
And
gonna say,
he's
it
like,
sounds like you're talking to a little dog.
Wait, and is this the second guy?
Yeah.
That.
this is the second guy.
And the first guy still, you just left him blue balled?
I think we kind of like, it kind of went down a little bit, and I just wasn't feeling it.
Okay.
So, so then the second guy's like all about it,
Mm-hmm.
And then the third guy comes in, and he's a redhead, and I am in love with redheads.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
And then,
The United Colors of Helen. She's got
I
her
love your brown boy. I love your brown boy, but if a redhead comes along, yes, please.
Okay, so then the redhead is now in the picture.
Okay.
So this guy. So right away he's like, so I did the whole thing with him too, right? Like,
And you met
say
him
good
on
morning
the
to me.
kink, and he's off kink as well,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
figure out- Okay.
And I'm like, say good morning to me. And like now I'm like starting to get my shit down, right? And so
She's got a script.
exactly. And then he's like, okay. And then the next morning, oh my God, I've been waiting, blah, blah, blah. Tell me what to do, Miss Foxy, whatever. And I'm like, well, you can't touch yourself. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, no. I go, you gotta earn it, kind of a thing. He's like, oh. And then he goes, I have a penis cage. I've never used it. Do you want me to wear it? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I do.
And send me a picture.
Because I want to see.
He did.
Now I have to Google
So
what that
he-
looks like.
Helen, my Google search will be your fault.
Go incognito.
And he's been waiting to use it. I love it. Okay,
My
so
FBI
then
agent's gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this bitch?"
So, so he has a penis cage and he put it on and he goes, "This is so hot. I'm on a Zoom call and all I can think about is you." Blah, blah, blah. And so I end up like, and I keep trickling him on and keep egging him on, whatever. And then at one point, like he had gone out to eat. He goes, "Can I please take it off? It just really hurts." And I'm like, "You're gonna end up paying for it if you take it off." He goes, "Please." I'm like, "Okay, I'll allow it right now because you're gonna meet someone in person." I go, "But we're gonna discuss this after." He's like, "Okay, Miss Foxy, I'm so sorry, Miss Foxy, blah, 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 whatever." And so he comes back and he hadn't put it back on. He goes, "I briefly touched myself over my pants." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I go, "Did I say you can touch yourself?" I go, "Go and wash your penis with toilet water right now." Yes, Miss Foxy.
No, not toilet water. No.
Yes! And he did it!
How do you know he did it? Like,
I mean, he told me he did, and he was so excited about it.
oh my god.
Sucio.
And I was like, and I'm like, "Oh, that's a good little slut boy." He's like, "Oh my god." He's like, "I can't put this cage back on. I'm too hard." I'm like, "Well, you better think about it." And so he ended up putting it back on, whatever. And then at night, I finally told him, I'm like, "Hey," I go, if you're a good little slut boy, I'll let you touch yourself." It's like, "Okay, whatever you want, Miss Foxy, whatever you want, blah, blah, blah." And then, I tell him, so I finally tell him, because he was like leaving dinner or the gym or something.
And he
I'm
still
like,
wearing
"Okay,"
the
I go,
penis cage? No, he took it off.
Yeah.
"No, he took it off for
Okay.
that."
Yeah.
And so then
Yeah.
he wore it for a little bit again, but then he took it off.
Hold on, quick side note, guys. If you Google, it's fucking hilarious. There's one that
'Cause
looks
we
like
did.
we had to, and there's one that looks like a half slinky.
Just linking.
Oh my god, these are fucking hilarious. Okay, I'm sorry. So then he went to the gym. He's now home.
And then I go, "If you want to pleasure yourself, you're gonna have to come on a black towel." And he's like, "Okay, Miss Foxy, da, da, da."
He has to
And
go
then
buy black fucking towel now.
he goes, "I don't have one." I go, "Well, you better buy one if you want to. If not, you're just gonna have to wait." So he fucking goes to Walmart.
No, Walmart.
Well, he could have gone to the Dollar Tree.
And he goes, "I can't find one." He goes, "All I can find is this dish towel that was like a checkered black and white." I'm like, "I said black towel."
Oh
He's
my
like,
god.
"But they're unpacking. They're unpacking." And he shows me a picture of like all the boxes in between. I go, "It's up to you. Right now you're being a bad boy." I go, "If you really want this," I go, "if you really want this, it's gonna be a black towel." The motherfucker moved everything because he was like in the middle of the aisle, found the black towel, and then he was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe what you're making me do." He's like, and I'm doing it willingly and blah blah blah, whatever. And so we end up Snapchatting while he's like getting himself off. And I mean, obviously my handle is Helen Butts, right? And so he's like in the middle of like
Fucking Helen, you don't have a fake
jerking off.
Snapchat?
No, well, look, I'll get there. I'm an amateur, remember? I'm allowed to make
You're
mistakes.
You
dominatrix.
have motherfuckers running to Walmart to get a black towel.
Telling people your real name is Foxy. You're fucking up. You're being a bad girl.
Miss Foxy,
Okay.
Get it together, Miss
No,
Foxy.
but check this out. So he's like in the middle of it. He's like, "Yes, Helen." I'm like, "Why the fuck did you use my name?" I go, "Stop touching yourself right now." He's like, "Ah!" And I made him wait like 7 minutes.
You made him wait 7 minutes?
Well, yeah, because he used my name. It is ma'am in person and Miss Foxy over text, I told him.
Get it right.
What the fuck?
And when he was finally able to do it, he did it, and then that was it. And there you go. And that's what I've been up to.
We are gonna go to a song.
That was a lot to take in.
We're gonna
Yes.
regroup real quick.
And we'll be right back.
Yes, we are. Yes, and then I know you guys have questions. Throw them in the chat
Yes.
for Helen, and we will.
Read through them.
Yes,
Once we're back.
we'll read through them. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Helen, I had to collect myself because you never cease to fucking amaze us. This is wild. I mean, first off, we never even circled back to fucking Columbia guy, to Splenda Daddy, which we'll touch base on later. We completely forgot about him.
I mean, as we should. Fuck that guy. This is
Google search for penis cage just went up.
Fuck yeah, it did. It's gonna be on your most recent. That algorithm though, of those ads.
Absolutely fucking hilarious. But I'm gonna have to get mad at you, Helen, for using your personal stuff
Yes.
for this stuff.
Look, it was a moment that I learned. I will never do that again.
No.
But yes.
So, are you still telling him what to do?
Is he still in the mix? Are you still connecting with him?
So I had told him. So my last week, I was busy last week, you guys. Like, just personally, like, I was waking up at 2 in the morning every day and going to bed at 9:30. And I was working from 2 to 9. Like, the only times I wasn't working was during lunch
Oh my god.
and driving.
Oh my god.
I was just work.
Uh-huh.
And so I wasn't going to be free until Sunday. And so he finally messaged me on Sunday, "Hey, how'd you survive?" kind of thing. I'm like, "Good." And then
don't ask me about
we
your
were
day. Don't ask me about my day. You're punishment. You're punishment now.
Go get your cage.
No, but like he went into like he just wanted me to control him a little bit, and then he got off whatever, and then he stopped talking to me, and I'm like, "Fuck that." I go, "I can get paid for this. I'm not
You
messing with
should.
this anymore." Yeah, because guess what? I'm fucking good at it.
You are. So
Yeah.
that's why we're telling you, get on X. Like, I sent you the pay pig stuff.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I've taught you how to open one. You need to now go to
Mhm.
Yeah.
you now need to go to Twitter or X, whatever the fuck it's called, and open up
Uh-huh.
an account using a fake name, Helen, and become
Yep.
and
Yep.
put in your little hashtag pay pigs, and then start getting paid.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so I'm like, okay, I really need to dive deep into this,
Mhm.
because it's good.
It's good.
And
Helen has found
I
a new kink.
Helen has found
Well,
her career path.
the thing is, like, I'm talking to my therapist about this. My therapist loves me.
I'm sure she does. She's as fucking entertained as we all are.
Fuck yeah. You make her day,
She
girl.
sees me every single week, and she's like, "So what happened this week?" I'm like, "Let me tell you."
Dang, she's getting a fresh fucking scoop.
Yeah.
Helen, wait a minute. But what happened with the brown guy?
Okay. The brown guy in my city,
Yeah.
he just like we kind of
Brown guy in
text
my
here and
city.
there.
A new show. When does it come?
And we kind of text, but it's like I'm not making a whole ton of effort. He's kind of, I mean, I don't want to sound bad, but he's just not smart.
Okay.
And I apparently am really attracted to people who can carry good conversations. I'm all about having fun,
Mhm.
but I want like healthy debates, and I want to like just talk about a whole bunch of stuff, not just like movies. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And so I'm just like, so if he's not putting in the effort or the energy, like, I'm not really going to seek him out. But I'm like, but he could go on the roster if I wanted to. So I mean, he was there. He was fun. He was a lot of fun. But I'm just like, I just don't see it as a relationship.
Got
Okay.
it. Okay.
So then, what
Hmm.
happened with the guy after he got
Splendid
married?
Daddy.
Yeah, Splendid Daddy.
So Splendid Daddy, he came back and he called me and we talked. It was so fun to talk to him about his trip and everything that happened and
Uh huh.
everything.
And how he's a tough
And
guy and
yeah, and I talked to him for 2 or 3 days, and after the third day, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's annoying.
he gave you the
But
icky.
I'm like, oh, I'm gonna talk to him in person about this kind of thing. And then we just like couldn't meet up. Finally, I was like, hey, and I couldn't even tell him over the phone because he was always with his son. And I'm like, why is he calling me with his son in the car?
Yeah.
Uh
Like,
huh.
it was just weird. And finally, I just texted him. I'm like, hey, I go, I just don't think this is gonna work long term. I want the best for you, no hard feelings, kind of a thing.
Uh huh.
Um, he goes, no, that's okay. And so we ended it like nicely.
Okay.
I didn't. I'm not someone who ghosts. I can't. I hate being ghosted,
Mhm.
so I won't ghost people.
Yeah.
You
No, that's
know.
a
Yeah.
that's a mature thing to do. Good job, Helen.
Hmm.
And
Thank you.
did Buttercorn guy ever come back around?
I text him happy
No,
birthday, like a
Helen.
belated. No, look. I text him a belated happy birthday. The
You're a
thing is, I
sucker
have
for
a
birthdays.
sign. I am. I have a sign for him. I already made it. I'm just like, I've been waiting for him to talk to me because I need to get paid for this sign. So I'm like, fuck.
Oh,
But I think on Saturday I'm going down
not
to a
on him
birthday
again.
party.
You better not be going down on him again.
No, no, no,
Oh
no, 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 no. So I'll have my daughter with me, so nothing's gonna happen. I'm
no.
just
Okay.
gonna be like, hey, I'm in town. Can I drop this off for you?
Got it.
And I'm
Okay.
pretty sure he has his kids this week too.
Uh huh.
So I'm like, you know what? If he wanted something, he's like super social. He would have he would have made efforts. So,
Okay.
they show you who they are. So I'm like, even if he wanted something later, I'm like, no. Like, don't tell me you want to be friends with benefits and then you're not my friend. Like,
Right.
fuck that. You know? So I'm like, I'm done with him, but I already did the work. Collect my money.
Fair.
Okay. All right. So okay. So now we're done with all the dominatrix guys, right? Like you're not talking.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
nobody's on the roster right now. It's a clean slate again.
Well,
She said, "Well, hold that thought."
okay, let me tell you guys about a new phenomenon.
Oh.
Because you know how there's Netflix and chill?
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Well, when
TikTok and chill.
guys, well, apparently, because this just happened to me last weekend, and someone brought it up in one of my Facebook groups on Monday, and I'm like, oh fuck, this happens. So a guy I dated before who I wasn't feeling it, and then he's the one who called it off. So I'm like, that's fine, like I
Mm-hmm.
think it was like mutually we knew it had ended. He's like, hey, how are you? Good, how are you? We chat a little bit, and he goes, I just haven't wanted to message you in case you're dating someone. I don't want it to be weird, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, well, I go, if it's ever weird, I'll let you know. But if I'm flirting back, then you know. He's like, oh, okay. He goes, I just really miss Helen hugs.
Oh.
And apparently that's what guys are saying now, that they miss your hugs.
Well,
I'm like,
which
the
is
fuck you
code for
do?
your vagina
You
hugging his
miss?
penis.
Oh, he misses my tongue and his booty hole is what because I showed him glory time.
Oh
So,
God, Helen.
yes, that is where we're at. And there's a possibility of us meeting up. He took like a vacation right now. So I'm like, you know what? He was good. I'll put him on the roster if that's where he wants to go, you know?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
he wasn't emotionally available for a relationship. And I'm like, I don't want a relationship right now.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. There
Okay.
is a possible reemergence because someone misses my hugs.
Misses your vagina hugging his penis. That's what he's missing.
No, he
Yeah.
misses his her tongue hugging
I
his
know. So
anal.
here's the assignment for this month, right? Because you'll be back on in another 3 weeks.
Yes.
So this is
Yes.
assignment for you is to stop being such a giver.
Yes.
You're not.
You
Stop
need
it.
you need to incorporate some of that Miss Foxy energy
Exactly. In real life.
in real life.
Right? Not just in text, not just with these guys online, but like with the ones that you're actually dating.
Yes.
Just like we learned
Mhm.
with corn, like butter corn guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No more going down
Yeah.
on them first, right?
Nope.
Because he did not reciprocate.
Nope.
So we don't want that.
Nope.
You are not like they're gonna eat your booty hole. You're not gonna eat their booty hole first.
Exactly.
Well,
Yes.
I don't know if he did or did not, but no, you're getting your booty hole.
But point of the matter is,
We're,
you first.
Yeah, you get your booty hole first. Yes, Sean.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
All
I agree.
right?
I agree. Mm-hmm.
But the most important lesson forever for life is that you cannot be sharing your personal information.
No.
Absolutely agree.
So you're gonna
1,000%.
You need to
The
create
thing is,
a fake.
I don't want to ever share my snap with anyone. Like,
No.
no.
But you need to
Like, not even like a fake one.
Well, then find another source of
communication.
That
Do
way,
a
fake Instagram.
That way, but also don't give them your phone number. Like you need to
Get a burner phone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everyone has a
like
Google number.
phone number
Everyone has a Google number.
Yeah, like a Google phone number that can go to your phone and use that for methods of communication, because we want you to be safe. More importantly, we want you to be safe. We want you to be. We love your stories and we think you're absolutely fucking amazing, but we want you to be safe first and foremost.
Absolutely.
Lisa put in the chat, tit for tat, unless you're calling. No, Lisa, he should have. And so what I was saying during the break to Marissa, I'm like, if I was Collie, I would have, like, after he got his nipple bit and like bleeding, I would have, and he still wanted to continue and get it in. I would have done the things I had to do with that girl, got it in, got it off, and my last act would have been biting her fucking nipple and getting her the fuck out of my house.
With your bloody nipple.
With her bloody nipple. She couldn't find her own
I
bed
couldn't fucking do it. I would not be able to get past you bit my fucking nipple. Like, if it was a mutual agreement, fine. But if it's not, how fucking dare you?
But yeah, so Helen, I mean, I know that you're going to be very busy, and I don't know if you're going to be able to be out there on the streets. So
yeah, I mean, we're gonna need, the guests to call in more. It's not just me. We need to hear everyone's stories, whether you're in a relationship now or not.
Or it
tell us your good stories.
Or it could have.
Let's share the wealth.
It could have been like Holly, where it happened years ago, and that's the one thing that you've been holding on to. That you never shared.
Doesn't have to also be a relationship. Could also be your drunken fucking story.
Yeah.
Of like, I went out, did this wild thing, and the next day we're like, oh fuck.
Where are my shoes? Where the fuck am I at?
So feel free to tap the mic and call in, guys. We love to hear your stories. We appreciate Collie for being such a fucking hero and sharing that story.
Yeah.
And Helen, our queen, our gem.
Yes.
The love of our life.
The one and only.
With her stories. But, I mean, Helen, I know you can't go on dates, but I think you have enough time to open a pay pig.
Yes.
And I think I'm going to have to.
By next time,
we
want to have that account open. We want you to have that account
Miss
open.
Foxy needs her own account.
Fuck yeah, she does. She needs to fucking let these people know what to do.
And how about we start getting some extra money so that you're not working that much anymore?
Exactly.
Yes. Well, you guys all need to follow me, so it looks like I have followers.
I mean, I want to follow just so I can fight. Oh, but then that would be opening an account on X. I mean, I'll do it for the store. I'll do it for the...
I'm in. I follow you. You got it, Helen.
You let us know, Helen, and
we're there.
and we will post it
post it so
we'll
that
let everybody know to follow that account.
Yes.
So it looks like you've got people.
Yes.
That you can start getting those fucking funds, not just the talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
We want actual sugar, not just fucking imitation.
Exactly. Exactly.
Helen, well, thank you so much.
Yes.
We love you as always, and we appreciate you and your tales. And we'll see you in 3 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. 3 weeks, 4 weeks. No.
4 weeks, yeah. The third Thursday of every month. Okay, yes. Sorry, guys.
I need that extra week for content creation.
Helen, you know we can't do math and stuff.
I don't know. We struggle with week math over here.
We do. Calendar math is very hard. But she will be on third Thursday of next month. You all, if you want to jump in and share your stories with us.
Yes. Please. Go ahead. No, feel free to call in whenever. Tap the plus sign, call in. You can always share your stories. If you're too embarrassed to call in, but you still want to share your stories and you want us to narrate them for you, you can always send it to us via DM here or on Instagram at our handle, and that is
IHIHWHS.
for the workplace horror stories, but we do have one for the morning after.
But I would say just stick to the IHIHWHS because I'm neglectful with the other account. Sorry, guys.
So, but again, feel free to call and share your stories. Again, it doesn't have to be just about dating stories. It can be anything that happened, drunken night, crazy decision, crazy fucking day, and you're just still trying to process. Anything and everything goes. But like Helen said, we want to hear from you. What's your dating life like? If you're in a relationship,
if you're out there hitting the streets.
If you're out there hitting the streets, we'd love to hear from you. Because let's be real, I will not be hitting those streets. I live vicariously through you guys.
I'm gonna pull a collie and have to pull stories from 2002.
I could do that. Yeah.
But thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time. And we will actually not be back until October.
Yes.
So we will be back October 1st.
Yes.
See you guys at your shows.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Helen.
Bye.
Bye.